Sure. And I'd love to hear Ross, speak to this. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Lisa. Yeah, I want this um, story is a wonderful thing, and one of the great thing about people I work with that have had some good therapy and good exploration on that level is it helps you get to the feelings put away for later and gives you permission. You know, when one's explored the story well enough, okay, well, I understand Daddy did that, and oh shit, well, okay, and so bit by bit you let yourself feel it is the sort of the therapy approach. And of course tantrikas can take that approach, go beyond it, like really get into the feelings of it, and story is wonderfully useful. And do watch out for the time when its usefulness will fade, because then something I have to work with quite a few people is they get very good at finding their story, learning their story. Me, I even interrogated my parents, and anyway, but there comes a point where the mind can use the escape of, I can't find story for these feelings. Something disproportionate, and I feel I can even recognize, wow, disproportionate feelings. I'm feeling all sorts of enraged or something around some new triggering, but I can't find story for it. Why should it even annoy me? You know, but it's, and there comes the trick, because you're there, I say, we tend to get through the journey more or less chronologically backwards. Outstanding events stand out and affect us, and they get addressed earlier. But in general, it's backwards. And where story definitely runs out and ends its usefulness is when you get to your pre-language stuff. And there you've got feelings that are there, that events in life can evoke. And you can feel there's this disproportionate, but watch out for not being willing to feel the feelings because you don't have story. The importance of story was always to get to the feelings and just catch up, so to speak, with life. And that necessity remains the core necessity. And even when, you could say, we'd all be stuck if we could only get back to the stuff when we had language and the stuff when we have memory. Not many people remember events 3 years old, 4 years old, all that clearly. I've got a few, but it's not common. And then pre-language. I mean, one of the things we're going to have to finish if we're going to get up to the moment is the horrible feeling of being born. Whether our birth was easy or difficult, it was way more than we could probably feel in fullness at the time. And we have no story. We haven't formed up enough of mind to make story, or languaging, or nothing. But the feelings that we couldn't feel in fullness are there in our body, waiting to be felt. And one day, if we're fortunate enough, we find the trigger for them. It's very often, in my experience, just someone in touch work, and they've had few sessions, but then there comes a time when just they fall into stuff they later have no images for, there's no real pictures, but it's just so much feeling just comes through for perhaps an hour. And that might have been everything of just, the indignities of being dressed and having nappies changed and having pins stuck in you. Well, in my day, I think now there's sticky tabs and Velcros, but, just the inconvenience of being a small body before language and so on. So yes, story, beautiful. Use it wherever it gives you juice. Use it when it gets you to things. But just watch out for not letting yourself in on the feelings because I don't have a story. You don't need story. The story is a tool to get access to the feelings. Once you've got access, you don't need story. Anyway.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well put. Thank you. Great question.